Everything changes for Kaspa in 2 weeks. Smart contracts are coming, and my timeline is full of the most negative Kaspa news you could imagine at a time where I believe Kaspa has its absolute most upside. In this video, we're going to detail what is going on August 31st and how it impacts Kaspa and why I believe it will lead to a lot of success and get a lot closer to those original targets that we all had for Kaspa. It's going to be a great video. We're going to get into everything Kaspa and more. I love you all. This is never financial advice. Say it ain't so. Kaspa smart contracts gotta go or gotta come. Let's go, guys. We've got a lot of big things going on with Kaspa, and I want to dive into the smart contracts in just a minute if this fly would leave me alone. But looking at this, when we're at a time with Bitcoin being 117,000, you look at here at Ethereum 4,400. Do you think you would be looking at less than 9 cent Kaspa? I never ever did, and so it's very hard to keep your composure in these markets, guys. That's why it's very important to have a private group that you're in. This is my private group. I would absolutely love to see you. We have a private Kaspa channel. We also have called some very good calls, if I say so myself. So use code FAM25 for 25% off forever. Would love to see you there. But it really is important to just be able to bounce ideas off of one another. Forget the calls. Just to have another like-minded people that you could talk to, guys. But Kaspa, the fastest open source, decentralized, fully scalable layer 1 in the world. And oh my gosh, that 10 blocks per second looks oh so beautiful. But why does this look like this? And what is this going to do to help out? Well, let's get into smart contracts. So right now, we are looking at a Kaspa hash rate of 550. This is pre-smart contracts, but what I think is going to happen is that we are going to see a lot of demand coming over to Kaspa. If you look right here, you can see search trends over time. Even though it didn't stay this high as it was this week, you could see it's still higher than it was on average. And so what I'm thinking is going to happen is once we start building on Kaspa, which it takes smart contracts to be able to do that, but the really cool thing about this is that CAS is going to be the gas token. So we need demand for Kaspa. No more hype, actual demand. People want to use a DeFi layer too. Well, you got to buy CAS to operate on the blockchain. So we need that huge demand. Everything from meme coins to DeFi, everything coming to Kaspa, and it all starts with smart contracts. And I want to come over here to a post that Christian had. He's a very big Kaspa guy. I got a lot of respect for him. There are 4 different smart contract development projects happening on CAS: Sparkle, Egra, CAS EVM, and Casplex. Okay, so this is very interesting. There's a lot of people building on it. And so right now, at a time where the hash rate has been correcting, at a time where more and more people are bullish on overall crypto, but bearish on Kaspa, is when I like to think we are close to the bottom, guys. As always, never financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball. But when you look at this, like, really, how much worse could it get? Honestly, how much worse could the chart get than it already is? Like, what worst case scenario gets a dip down to here? 5 cents. Okay, that's a 40% down from here or something. I think a lot of the downside is out of it, or these people are doing all their building for absolutely nothing. And I do not think that is the case. But when we're looking at the overall bull market, where we're at in terms of how much time we have left, a lot of people are expecting 8 to 10 to 12 trillion dollar overall market cap for crypto, but currently we're at 4T. But there's a lot of big things going on with Kaspa, but we are still waiting on a big tier 1 exchange. But I've seen a lot of people earlier talking about, Coinbase listed useless, but they haven't listed Kaspa. And one thing I want to show is what's going to make these large exchanges, because remember, Kaspa is proof of work and it is supposed to be fair launch. So there's not a lot of supply sitting to the side to give to these T1 exchanges. So what it's going to take is the volume increase. And you can see it's already starting. In the last 24 hours, volume is up 51% for Kaspa. That is huge. This is definitely something to look at, because when I took a look at this yesterday, it was about 50 million, maybe even a little bit less. And, I went to the useless coin and it had more volume. It was around 75 million yesterday. So something that was, a tenth of the size of Kaspa had the same or more volume. And I just wanted to say that to say that is when we're going to get the attention of these large exchanges, is whenever we are able to bring the type of volume that some of these coins bring. Whenever we get that type of volume, exchanges make their money off of fees, and they're going to be lining up to list a Kaspa. But there is still some good exchanges that currently, do carry Kaspa: Kraken, KuCoin, Mexi, but we're still obviously waiting on the Binance or the Coinbase. Those would be the two biggest ones. There's Bybit right here, which is a very good, reputable exchange. But we're at a time where more interest is coming to crypto as a whole, and I believe that a lot of people are going to want to get into Kaspa, especially when you have some very, very big accounts fudding Kaspa all of a sudden. It kind of seems a little bit like you never know, guys. But everything is looking good for the overall market. A little bit of a correction, but this isn't something that I think is going to last. But I do think there is a lot of upside for Kaspa in this right here. Volume increasing 50% on a day that is pretty much red in the market. Something is happening. But guys, I want to know, what is your prediction for Kaspa at the end of this cycle? Is it still extremely bullish that mine was in the beginning? Because since then, I have tamed mine down just a little bit. But August 31st, smart contracts are coming for a Kaspa. Watch this video up above. And if you're not a part of the Finance Freeman family, what are we doing? Subscribe. I love you all.